Hi guys, Hunter from Hunter Short Repairs here. This time we've got a little bit of a review, and it's not going to be looking that great actually. We're going to be reviewing this, and well, I've already opened it, and I've already got some use out of it. But yeah, as you can see, it's got some scratches on there. I no longer have the footage from that part happening, but yeah, let's get into this this video here. It's gonna be really interesting. By the way, I'm recording on a Sony Handycam HDR CX405, so just to give you some imbalance. I used to, not imbalance, what am I saying? You know what I mean. I'm not even going to cut it, but I used to use my iPhone 14 Pro Max for recording, and I still do sometimes. It just depends on the situation. But anyways, let's get into a different view. I'll give you a little more up-close shot with this, and I'll show you what came in the box. There is some cool stuff that came in there. So, anyways, let's get to it. Alright, so, excuse the desk mess, but I've switched tripods, and so, this is our camera here, and, it's supposed to be an action cam. It's got some, excuse me, some decent features. But we'll go ahead and turn it on here. I'm surprised it actually still has charge. So the screen on it, I don't know if you can tell, the refresh rate, super slow. And the quality on the screen is, well, it's not that great either. So, let's see here. Oops. Oh, okay. Yes. So, yeah, I had to stick an SD card in there just to be prepared for this. So, anyways. So this camera is interesting. It does... Actually, let me turn it back off here real quick. We'll get back to that in a second. So, Polaroid ID 922 streaming cam. Waterproof, that's questionable. 4K video recording. Now let me tell you something about the 4K video recording here. It's 10 frames per second. 10. And it looks terrible. This Sony camera right here that I'm recording with, it only does 1080p. But its 1080p looks way better than this 4K. And also, it's 1080p. It looks even better than that. But this is one of those things that I bought because I was like, well, I need a second camera. Let's see how much of a second camera that can give me for 50 bucks. So in the box you're gonna have documentation. I've put that somewhere, I don't remember. You also get all kinds of GoPro style mounts, like I think this is a bike mount. Yeah. That's the other part to that, I believe. But yeah, so you get all kinds of different little mounts in here, and that's cool. honestly, this box is I mean, Polaroid's been around for years, literally years, and like they're pretty much one of the pioneers of cameras, really. So yeah, you know, this box, it's not that great. The quality is okay. It says it's freeze proof. I don't for a second believe that. I believe it could be dust proof, and I agree that it's shock proof, and I definitely don't agree that it's 20 megapixels, because there's no way. The Sony camera that I'm using right now is 9.2 megapixels. So there's no way that this has almost twice as many megapixels and looks so much worse with no stabilization at all or anything like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to film some clips with this, both in 4K and 1080. And I'll report back in between those clips so that you can see for yourself what kind of camera you're getting for $50 that's 20 megapixels and 4K. So let me get this mounted on the tripod, and we're going to talk about it. So stay tuned for this fantabulous little 4K camera by Polaroid. Can't get any better than this, right? I mean, it's 4K, right? Well, we'll see. So, I will be back. The next clip will be coming from this camera. Alright, so this is the Polaroid camera in 4K resolution. It's only 10 frames per second. 10. That's it. That's all you get. So, let's do something spinny. 10 frames per second. It's not that great. Like I said, I normally use my iPhone 14 Pro Max for this, and 4K is really 4K on that. Looks really good. But this, it's really hard to justify the fact that it's 4K. So let's go to 1080p and see how the 1080p is. I believe it's 30 frames per second. So, be right back. Alright, this is 1080p on the 4K Polaroid camera. We'll do the same little spin test. I believe this should be 30 frames per second, which is a little better, but still not great. For this to be 20 megapixels, that's what it says on the box. You saw it, I saw it, it says 20. Now, this is what I'm primarily recording with now, and it says,
I found this on the web.
Shut up, Siri. Now this is 9.2 megapixels, and it looks far better. Really, like, there's a huge difference in quality between this and the Sony. And I won't even compare the iPhone into it, because the iPhone, technically, it's better than the Sony camera, but this has more versatility. You just do that, open the thing, hit record, boom, you're done. And you're not tethered to using the phone. So, yeah, I guess let's see. The next clip we'll just we'll take a picture of just my phone and my Sony Handycam next to each other. Just a still, just a picture. And yeah, and then we'll go back to the Sony camera. So, alright, we'll do that now. So, to conclude, what did we learn from this $50 piece of junk? Well, we learned that it sucks. It's really not that great. The quality and the fact that it has no image stabilization and it says action camera right here. Without the stabilization and the poor video quality, how can you use this for any kind of action? Because if this has no image stabilization, not even digital, how can you use it for action? Action is going to involve you moving. The camera's going to be shaking, moving, bouncing around if you're riding a bike or snowboarding, skateboarding, whatever. If there's no stabilization, nobody's going to be able to see what the heck you're doing. It's just going to be bad. Matter of fact, let's test that. Okay. So, okay. The first recording mode is going to be 1080p. So we're going to take this and we're going to just shake it. So we're going to hit record and we're just going to shake it. Bounce it around as if we were, you know, riding a bike or something. Okay? That's going to be in 1080p. And then we're going to change it. So you can go in the settings here. And there's 3 buttons on the top. You just use the mode button to move down. We're going to go to video settings. Let's see, you can see here. It says resolution. And the one on the top is 4K. Alright. So now we're in 4K mode at 10 frames per second. And we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to click it. And now we're just going to bounce it around. We're even going to get the camera in the view here. We're just going to bounce it around. Okay. So, not very long clips there, but you'll get the gist. Don't buy this. Unless you're just, I don't know, looking for something super cheap for no reason at all. I guess you could say that's what I did. I needed a secondary camera and I saw this at Walmart and said, ooh, $50, yeah, that looks like a great deal. Until I started using it. Then I realized that it wasn't a great deal, it was a really cheap, not high quality. You guys, I was almost finished editing this video. Almost. Then I remembered that the box said, this is freeze proof. So, not only are we going to put it in the freezer, but we're going to put it in the freezer and record a time lapse for maybe 30 minutes, something like that. I have a little USB light and this wallet that has a built-in battery It still has 2 bars of charge, so that's perfect for a light. And we're going to stick this sucker in the freezer. So come along with me and we'll do that. Alright, so we've got it in the freezer. So we're going to power it on. And hit record. It doesn't matter if it's 4K or not, so we're just going to use this. It's going to default to 1080. Press record. Stick that in there. Alright. Then we're going to turn on, if I can even push the button. There we go. Okay. Now there's light. And we're really gonna kick it up a notch. We're gonna unlock it. You see it's at 4 degrees. We're gonna put it on -10 and lock it. All right. And look forward to the time lapse. This is gonna be interesting. Well, that utterly sucked. The camera didn't even make it 10 minutes. The freezer video that I pulled off of the SD card, it was 4.3 minutes long, and I put it in there for at least 10 minutes. As soon as I got back in here, I set a 30-minute timer. After 10 minutes, I was like, well, we'll just go ahead and do it at 10 minutes. It didn't even last 10 minutes. I don't know why, but it just stopped. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's going to conclude this video. Thank you for watching. And don't buy the stream cam. It's not good.